Yu and Zhang Fei, two of the most fearsome warriors in the entire saga. Liu Bei is the good guy of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is a teensy bit biased to him, but he spends most of his time in the early portion of the book running away or being defeated, and my playthrough was, if nothing else, very true to that story. Now, I can't stress how much I has minor settlement battles that take place on settlement maps rather than out in the middle of nowhere like we had in Total War Warhammer. The settlement maps I saw, a fishing village and mining village, looked really nice and provided a warren of streets and paths to fight down. The AI seemed competent enough at defending itself, although it struggled to cover all the entrances to the town. This was more down to the lack of units it had to defend itself with, rather than any problem with the AI as far as I could see. Heroes provide different bonuses to different types of troops, so you can see a bit of specialisation might be required, but it's not necessary. It appears that different classes of generals can recruit different types of troops, and you might need a specific class to recruit the most elite variety, but it seems that generals can recruit pretty much whatever they want, at least when it comes to the lower level. I felt like I'd only been playing for about 5 minutes when we were called away, but the amount of recorded footage suggests otherwise. We played the Romance. You also find your general chatting away during battle, which is really nice to see, although even in the few battles I had, I noticed several lines being repeated. Might have just been pure luck, but I hope there are a large number of potential shoutouts.
At the ready! I feel you are not fighting your hardest. Well, I would hate to embarrass you, friend.
So just to finish off some other little points that didn't fit anywhere else, the question was raised about multiplayer and if Avatar mode would be making a comeback. The developers said that they wanted to make the ladder balancing better, but no mention on Avatar, so I'm going to guess that's a big fat no. Bit of a shame for multiplayer plans, as it does feel like a bit of an aspect of the game that's being forgotten about, despite the tournaments, which I find quite enjoyable. Naval battles are definitely not in, as they said before, and the reason given was that it's just not a big enough aspect of the period, and so the focus was elsewhere. There is a historical Red Cliff battle that is a land battle that takes place on linked together ships acting as a battlefield, so
tremendously helped by solid states, and Three Kingdoms appears to be no exception. The battles in 3K feel like a combination of Warhammer and Attila. Specifically, the power of the heroes is remarkable, while the armies themselves clash together with a good hefty bit of weight behind them. The basic strategy, though, for starting as Liu Bei is to send Guan Yu to kill the enemy general, send Zhang Fei into the thick of battle, and then use his special roar ability to give a negative 100 morale around him and instantly rout the enemy's army, and then you can mop up anybody still standing around with the main army buffed up by Liu Bei. It's not exactly high strategy, but it works. CA did say at the event that the heroes were overpowered in this build, and this wasn't helped by the fact that each of the three sworn brothers already wields a mythically overpowered weapon already in their inventory. But I suspect that Liu Bei's campaign, which will be far and away likely the most popular and one of the first campaigns played, is also likely to be one of the easiest. And yes, it does look like CA will release a Blood Pack DLC shortly after the game's release. Instantly sort itself into spearmen to the front, archers to the backs, cavalry on the wings, and your heroes to the spot they should most likely be, though you can still always place them manually if you want to and come up with any crazy formation you want to try. On the campaign map, one of the big changes is actually in how settlements are structured. Small settlements are now defined by a resource type, and when fighting for them, you'll actually be transported to a map that reflects the resource. Here we're fighting over an iron mine, and you can see the accompanying settlement sprawled across the map. Every minor settlement now becomes something of a mini siege map, with its own points that have to be taken and towers that must be gotten through. It's similar to the building system put in place by Thrones of Britannia, except here they made sure to give them garrisons. So they're not just pushovers. End of my 2 hours, I was disappointed I had to stop. I still wanted to go fight Lu Bu, and felt like I had only really scratched the surface of what the game had to offer. And it leaves me looking forward to the release of the game on March 7th of this year. As I said at the beginning, I only get 20 minutes to talk here, but as I have a couple minutes left over, I'm gonna run out the time with the stuff that gave me the most pleasure in the game. Some really awesome battle footage. So enjoy the footage, and if you want to see an interview with the developers, do please check out that video, which will be linked at the end of this one. It's a fun little conversation. And thanks for watching, because without you guys, I would never have even been given the opportunity to play this game. So yeah, I appreciate it. You're what makes videos like this even possible. So what do we have here? Looks like an uphill fight against Cao Cao, and already I would say the attacking army is at a bit of a disadvantage. You'll notice they don't have Guan Yu, which, yeah, I've already shown just how ridiculously effective he can be. But instead we get a wedged cavalry charge. It looks like we're getting the Attila-style cavalry back that absolutely wreck anything in their path. Archers in this game, though, are not to be sneezed at. You'll notice here they're shooting at that line of spears coming directly at them. And I mean, these aren't even top-tier archers, and they really do melt anything that comes towards them. The ability to fire over top of your troops has come back. You don't require a direct line of sight like you do in some of the versions of Total War. So you can definitely do arcing fire. Even though Liu's just a commander, I mean, he's a powerful guy. You can go out in there and do surprising amount of damage with him.
Our comrade is fueling the enemy general. You lack the strength to defeat me. Shut up and die. Take heed, warriors. Stand ready. Kill them. Run, warriors, run. Craven dogs.
So cool. I'm a big fan of the Shaw Brothers Kung Fu films, and the fight scenes in this are definitely inspired by 70s Kung Fu, in all the best ways.
We have lost a unit! Nobody survived! The good man? You are a coward!
The final example I'll leave here is actually a minor settlement siege battle we've been defending. Now you'll notice that there are 3 lords attacking, and they're actually doing a 3-pronged assault, which is basically unheard of for Total War AI.
To attention! A comrade is being attacked! Prepare! The dragon sees all. The wind whispers to me. Take heed, warriors! You will fall! At the ready! Attend! Take your position!
I've only got 10 seconds left, so I really got to make this last clip count. Yeah, that was totes worth it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out some of my other Total War content.